Hello, Dolphin 4. We have an evaluation right on Monday. Can we spend 20 minutes on chapter 5 and 20 minutes on chapter 6? I'll set my timer. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so page 65. Is verb PP. Verb PP for passive voice. So, what is the cotton made of? Sorry, what is the bag made of? The bag is made of cotton, right? So, what is the bag used for? The bag is used for, it can be used for food or clothes, right? How about the toy train? What is the toy train made of? This toy train is made of wood. And how about the jewelry box? This silver jewelry box is made of wood. And what is it decorated with? This box is decorated with small pieces of silver, right? How about the Moroccan slippers? What are the slippers made of? These shoes are made from Morocco. They are made of soft leather. And what are they decorated with? If you look closely, you can see the shoes, the slippers are decorated with glass beads, little glass beads. And how about this handbag? What is this handbag made of? This handbag is made of recycled plastic, okay? And it is used for money or pencils, right? So, when you finish, let's turn to the reader story. This is a very strange a fantasy land. So in this dreamland, the boy was sailing in a boat, and the stream is made of lemonade. The boat is made of lettuce, and the sail was made of cheese, right? How about the land is ruled by a queen. Her crown is made of gold. And the chairs, and how about the castle tower? The castle tower is made of ice cream cone. Also, the chairs and tables are made of cookies, right? And I believe the clouds are made of cotton, right? So the queen tells the boy, no, help yourself to food. You can have whatever you want, but do not, whatever you do not touch the fish. Okay? But did he listen? No, he forgot what she said, right? So she tried to touch the fish because the fish are made of chocolate. They're small chocolate fish. Splash and splish, splash and splish. And the boy tried to touch a fish, and the boat starts to sway to and fro. And then, of course, the boy sails out to the sea. It was quiet for miles, nothing for miles. All of a sudden, there was a giant monster fish made of jello. The monster fish is made of lemon jello. And the monster fish smashes the boat with his big yellow tail. The boy has no choice but to use a spoon to have a poke on the fish. And the giant fish, the monster, tried to cough and choke. And he wakes up. Okay, he eats the fish and he finishes the monster. Great. And when you finish the story, of course, page 69. So of course, the children like the story, and they try to ask the origin of food. For example, when we talk about there's a giant bird right outside of my window. Uh, um, where is chocolate from? Chocolate is grown on trees. Technically, yes, because cocoa trees are grown all over. Chocolate is made from cocoa, and cocoa trees are grown all over South America. And they start to explore more facts about food and geography and around the world. Ever since we talk about South America, what language is spoken in South America? We talk about Brazil. Do people speak Brazilian? No, people speak Portuguese in Brazil. So, Portuguese is spoken in Brazil, right? And how about kangaroos? Kangaroos are eaten in Australia, right? And penguins are found in South Africa. So, in part two, we have some sentences from the lesson. So, farmers grow cocoa trees in South America. So, cocoa trees are grown, right? How about people speak Portuguese in Brazil. So, Portuguese is spoken in Brazil. People eat kangaroos in Australia. So, kangaroos are actually eaten in Australia. And how about penguins? We can find penguins in South Africa. So penguins are found in South Africa, right? So in part three, I believe we have more examples to um, practice. For example, people ride ostriches in South Africa. So ostriches are ridden in South Africa. People play basketball in India, so basketball is played in India, right? So we can make glass out of sand. So glass is made of sand, and people grow cotton in right on plants. So cotton is grown on plants. So are ostriches ridden in Africa? Yes, ostriches are ridden in Africa, right? So soccer is played in the school. And how about Spanish and English? Spanish and English are spoken in many countries, like in America, right? Are spoken. And we finish. Can we turn your book to page 70? Let's talk about the cocoa beans, and chocolate. So, for the process of making chocolate, first of all, we pick the ripe cocoa pods from the trees, and the seeds of cocoa beans are removed from the bins, from the pods, right? We sorry, not removed from the bins. We remove the bins from the pods. Sorry. And then we collect and dry the beans. We deliver the beans to factory. We then roast and grind the beans into powders, and then we mix the powders and the paste with sugar and milk to make chocolate, right? So which means, first of all, the beans, first of all, we collect the pods, right? So the cocoa pods are picked from the trees, and then we try to remove the beans from the pods. So the beans are removed from the pods. So after that, the beans are collected and dried. and then the beans are delivered to the factory. Delivered. And then in the factory, the beans are roasted and the beans are ground. Okay. And then the beans are mixed with a paste to make with sugar and milk to make chocolate, right? And of course, after this, we try to check out the tempura. Tempura. So, this is how artists used to make paints before. Artists used to make pens by egg, by themselves, not from the store. They didn't buy them from the store. They used to make the pens by themselves. How do you make pens with egg? First of all, the egg is broken from the shell. It's broken, it's removed, the egg is removed from the shell, and we only keep the egg yolk, or we only keep the yellow part to make the pen. So which means the white part is removed and the egg yolk is cleaned carefully to make the pen. And later, a pigment is added. Pigments are the kind of things which give the paints their color. So what are pigments made of? Pigments are made from plants, precious stone, metals, or even insects. Insects can be dried and ground into powders to make the pens, right? And then the pigment is mixed with the egg yolk to make a paste. Sorry. And the paste is then ground until it's very smooth. And after that, they even add some water to make the pen to so as to use to make it easier to use. So some water is added to make the paint easier to use. And how about for tempera? Tempera now can be used, and of course for tempera it has to be used very quickly. Before we start, let's check out the words in the box. Decorate, creature, add, recycle, drown, destroy, remove, smash, tightly, and volunteer. Okay, so the beautiful slippers are with glass beads. Moroccan slippers. Check out the book if you forgot the answer. Decorate, right? The slippers are decorated with glass beads. How about the beans? No, after the ripe cocoa pods are picked. After you pick the pods, what do you do with the beans? The beans are removed from the pods, right? You remove them from the pods, so they are removed. They are removed. Great. So, we have a bag made of what kind of plastic? The bag is made from recycled plastic. Okay, so maybe you should think faster, okay? And for pigments, we use different materials to make the pigments, and then we mix it with egg yolk to make tempera. So some water is to make the paint easier to use. So some water is added to make the paint easier to use. So remember, it's a verb PP. So you add the water, some water is added, right? Okay, and all right. Remember the game. The giant fish in the boat with its big yellow tail. The giant fish smashed, right? Smashed. Okay, so about can we try to find out some sentences? Now you can see the answer, right? So here are some sentences with mistakes. Let's check if you can find the mistakes. Okay, ostriches are riding in South Africa. People ride ostriches. So ostriches are ridden, right? So riding change to ridden. Let's see what kind of mistakes you can find, okay? People speak English in many countries. So English is spoken, right? Spoken in many countries. How about these handbags are made in cotton? These handbags are B. Can we try to review the phrases that we learned from this chapter? Be used for, be made of, be made from, or be decorated with. Okay, so the handbags are actually made of cotton. Okay, they're made of cotton. Right. People grow cocoa trees all over South America. So cocoa trees are, where's the mistake? Cocoa trees are actually grown all over South America, right? So these are the materials for chapter 5. And then I kept my promise is definitely shorter than 20 minutes. And then let's spend another 20 minutes right on chapter 6.